Okay, well today I'm going to talk about the NCAA and Division I athletes and how they deserve to get paid. Okay, this is kind of the steps I'm going to take to get there. So for my presentation I'm going to discuss obviously NCAA and Division I athletes, and then I'm going to explain to you the life of a Division I college athlete and some of the struggles they face with being obviously an athlete in college and trying to balance their busy schedule. Next, I'll show you the profits that the NCAA makes off of Division I athletes, and the universities also make profits. And then finally, I'm going to explain to you how and why athletes should be paid. Okay, but first off, I'm going to ask how many of you are participating in, or have participated in sports this year or sometime in your high school career? It's like a large amount of the class. In a survey conducted by the National Federation for State High School Associations, around 7.8 million students participate in high school sports, which is about 56%. Now, by show of hands, how many of you plan to play on the Division I level after high school? Okay, Mr. Chauffeur. Okay, about 2.5% of high school students who play high school sports go on to play Division I athletes, and that number is actually a little bit smaller because of sports like hockey and like rowing. Their percentages are much higher, which, I mean, if you take into fact like basketball, baseball, the major sports, it's only about less than 1%. So these athletes are very talented and very rare in their respective sports. Well, you might be asking now, what is the NCAA and how does this help them basically go on to college? Okay, so first off, I'll introduce the NCAA, obviously, which stands for the National Collegiate Athletic Association. According to a statement on ncaa.org, the NCAA's job is safeguarding the well-being of student athletes and equipping them with the skills to succeed on the playing field, in the classroom, and throughout life. The NCAA provides rules, opportunities for college students to participate in athletics in college, which can earn them thousands of dollars in potential scholarships to help them pay for tuition. And then these kind of depend on your athletic ability. I mean, they can be as small as a couple $1,000s, or it can pay your full tuition. Next, I'm going to talk about kind of the busy schedule and struggles that Division I athlete faces. So, according to Business Insider, the average student spends around 40 to 50 hours a week dealing with school and extracurricular, like studying for school. So they could spend probably around 20 to 30 hours in class and then spend another 20 out of class studying for tests, homework, whatever. So student athletes are also expected to do the same thing. They're expected to pass their class and be successful in the classroom, as well as balance the busy schedule of weightlifting, training, practicing, film room, and of course game day. This can add up to about 30 to 40 hours of practice a week. These athletes also have a difficulty financially supporting themselves, which involves having a job, aka taking more time away from their week. They could have like a 20-hour week schedule, it doesn't matter. They also need sleep, around 50 hours a week, and as you can see, that's quite a bit. You only have 160 hours a week, so trying to find all that to fit in, also having time for yourself and friends, can be quite difficult for anyone. Next, we're going to move on to the NCAA and college profits. So the NCAA, in an article by USA Today, in 2015, the NCAA made close to $1 billion in total revenue based on college sports and athletics. They make this by doing sponsored events, television, advertisements, and of course, merchandise. As you can see, that's a very large number that also doesn't reach the college athletes. Now with the universities also make quite a bit of money off their college athletes. So in the same article, it showed that Division I colleges across America make 10 millions to thousands of millions of dollars based off. So, for example, Texas Tech made $250 million off their college athletes, and the way they do that is they sell game day jerseys, tickets to their stadiums, merchandise, advertisements. They produce all kinds of things based off these athletes' success. Now, these athletes do not receive anything for like their jersey selling or maybe their posters, whatever, autographs, it does not matter. And now college coaches also are making quite a bit of money. Just in the Big 12 alone, the highest paid coach is $5.5 million a year, and that's just for football. So that's, maybe 9 months out of the year they make $5.5 million for coaching a football team. And and college athletes are still not receiving any money for that. Finally, I'm going to explain to you why a Division I college athlete deserves to be paid. Obviously, as I've shown, that there's millions and billions of dollars being made off of college athletes every year. These athletes only are receiving thousands of dollars in for tuition and able for their athletic ability to play on the court and or field. These athletes also have to financially support themselves without their tuition. They have to be able to sometimes feed themselves, be able to clothe themselves. Like, that is not covered by the NCAA. And they also have to have, they've earned the right to deserve money. They've played for thousands of people, and they've earned their colleges and NCAA's money all throughout the year. And they do not have a time to work a full job. Also, by just paying college athletes, you'd be making it more competitive. You need to set up a system that has athletes being paid for how well they perform and how well they do, so athletes will want to play better and perform better out on the field or court. Okay, so for today, I'm going to include what I've talked about. I've talked about the NCAA and its cooperation with Division I athletes and how it provides a playing field for the sport. I've discussed the issues college athletes face, and with time and money and sleep schedule, whatever. I've also shown the NCAA and how the colleges profit off of college athletes and Division I athletes. And then finally, I've proven how Division athletes should and can be paid. And thank you for listening. And then these are my sources.